YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today is Sunday, but I still love Fridays, so I have on my I Love Fridays shirt. Don't come for me. Today's video is going to be a video of palettes that I have in my collection and that I love, but that the hype has died down on, like way down on. You never hear about these palettes anymore, but they are like solid staples that you should have in your collection. I am just gonna grab a palette and get started. The first one I want to talk about, I already swatched on my hand here. I mean, you can probably guess which one it is. I kind of did this video before, kind of messed up, so I started over, but I already have the swatches. And this is the Morphe 35O palette, which is perfect for this time of year. You have all of your oranges, your browns, your bronzes, your golds. This one you can use as like an everyday palette. It does not have a black in it, so you can't do too much of a smoky look, but still you can go from day to night with this palette. Very solid palette, and I don't hear anything about it. What I have noticed is that like it's such a good palette. They came up with 35O, the 35O matte, the 35O shimmer, the 3502. Definitely a good palette. The next palette that I want to talk about is from Kat Von D, and that is her Shade and Light palette. And this is the first all matte palette that I picked up. It could possibly be the first all matte eyeshadow palette that came out. I am not sure. But the reason why I like this is because you have every shade that you would need for like deepening the crease. You have this black. You have shades to set your eyeshadow primer or your concealer. You have crease colors, you have transition colors, everything you have in this palette here. Granted, they are a little bit sort of dusty or chalky, but still good eyeshadows, and definitely good as a companion palette to your other like more vibrant palettes that don't have these shades in it. And I never ever hear about the Shade and Light palette anymore. I guess because we've moved on to now like the Fetish palette and that one she had last year with the Cathedral Doors. But this one is definitely a good staple palette. The next palette that I want to talk about is the first palette from Black Owned Makeup brand, and that is Juvia's Place. And this is the Nubian palette. This is the first palette from Juvia's Place. So you have all of your neutral colors in here. You have warms. You have, I think this one is a little bit cool. I'm not sure. But you have your golds. You have a little bit of red. You have reddish browns. You have browns, coppers, all that. The only thing you don't have in this palette is a nice non-shimmery brow bone color. But since they have come out with all of these other really good palettes, I would say you don't really hear about the Nubian palette anymore. But if you are going to order from Juvia's Place, I suggest this palette first because it's such an everyday palette, and then you can work your way to the more colorful palettes. The next palette I have is from Tarte, and it is one of the Tartelette palettes. It's not that first one. That one was all matte. Not sure if that came before the Shade and Light now that I think about it. Not sure. But it is the Tartelette in Bloom. This is my favorite of the, I think now 1, 2, 3 Tartelette palettes. I think it's 3. One of them had like that tiger print or animal print on the front. But this is my favorite one. Again, a neutral palette, but this one is more on the cool side as compared to this Juvia's Place palette. You can see the difference in the warmth and cool of the two palettes. Though I like this one the way they have it set up, because your eye looks sort of go across this way. So you have like one, this is an eye look, this is an eye look, this is an eye look, or you can mix and match as you want to. This gold right here, as you can see from the use, is one of my favorites. I will go down here every so often to this cool row down here at the bottom, but mostly for me, it is the warm rose, like this one right here, and then that gold right there I absolutely love. This is the favorite of the Tardis palettes, like I said, and one that I never hear about anymore. Now I'm hearing about like their Christmas releases and how the Christmas releases are not as good as the regular products. But the next palette that I am going to talk about is also from Tarte, and this is the Tardis Pro. The Tardis Pro has, I've heard from one extreme to the other, either people really like this palette or they really don't like it. I like this palette. I really like the shimmery row here. I think one is like a duochrome that I really like. Was it Trendy? I think it was Trendy that was sort of duochrome here that I really liked. It sort of reminds me, and I swatched that so wrong, I'm going to swatch it somewhere else on my hand. Okay. Yeah, so you can see if I turn it that way, it looks sort of brown. If I turn it this way, it looks sort of teal or something. But this is a really pretty color. I think that was the color that made me buy the palette in the first place. All of the rest of these shadows are matte over on this side. And you have, I think, everything that you would need to create anything from day to night with this palette. Again, I never hear about it anymore. The next palette is an absolute ride or die favorite, and this one is from Too Faced, and you can tell that I picked it up when it first came out because it is still thick. It's the thick one, it's not thin, but it is the original Too Faced Chocolate Bar Palette. I still have that plastic on the inside because it has the names, but this is what the Chocolate Bar Palette looks like. If you can see, and you can see my favorite colors in here are like this gold here, which I think is let's see what this one is, creme brulee, and then beside it is hot chocolate. So this is the creme brulee because I like a gold eyeshadow, and then the hot chocolate. I really like this color here, which is cherry cordial. These, some of them are very powdery. I do like the fact that they did give you the brow bone color and it's not shimmery, and they gave you a big one. This one right here is shimmery, but this one is a good inner corner color. This is a nice solid everyday palette. I actually bought this one for my sister for her birthday, and she wears this palette every single day. The next one I want to talk about is from Lorac. And this is the OG Lorac Pro Palette. They have now, I think, 3 other Pro Palettes and then 4 Mega Pro Palettes. But this is the OG, and this is what this one looks like. And you can tell that I used to really like this palette. And I don't know why I don't pull it out more often. I think because I have way too much makeup. But this is an absolute staple. I would say if you are a beginner, to pick this palette up, you can just pop a little bit of that gold on your eyelid and go. You can go from very simple to very elaborate with this palette. This palette I also brought to this one and the Chocolate Bar Palette. I bought both of them to go in my professional kit because you cannot go wrong with the 2 of these. You can do anybody's makeup. This is a good bridal palette as well, I think. And you have, of course, your cream colors for the brow bone, which I am happy about. You have good inner corner colors. You have your transitional and crease colors. You have crease colors for darker skin tones. This is an OG. I love that palette. If or when I ever use it up, I would definitely repurchase that one. Oh, before I move on, another one that was like really hyped up and kept selling out, and it took me a minute to get it, is from Colored Rain, and another black owned makeup brand. This is what the box looks like. The box is way better than the palette, so I kept the box, the sleeve as well. But this is the Queen of Hearts palette, and this is what the Queen of Hearts palette looks like. very pretty. The colors are very vibrant and pigmented. I am going to swatch these for you. I am going to swatch especially all these shimmers, and you will see the pigmentation is crazy. These, we'll move it that way, are all the shimmers in the Queen of Hearts palette. I believe the Queen of Hearts has been made permanent, so you can still pick this one up. This is absolutely gorgeous. And they have nice like colors to set your concealer or your eyeshadow primer. They have a nice brow bone color for somebody of my complexion, but if you are a little bit lighter than me, it won't work. Like this one here, I can use to set my brow bone. This one is Air. But if you are a little lighter than me, and this one is not super pigmented, if you are a little lighter than me, you cannot use it. And they have like this gorgeous, and it's creamy. It's a matte, and let's see if I can swatch it this way. A matte. This one is called Empress, but it is so creamy and so pigmented, and I really like it. I really like this palette. So going through all of these things, I now feel like I need to like change my makeup basket up, because remember I did that video where I was like loving on a whole bunch of stuff and didn't want to change my makeup basket. I feel like I need to change my makeup basket up. I think I need to put this in there. I feel like I need to put the Tardis Pro in there, and maybe the Lorac Pro in there, but we shall see. The next one I want to talk about is also from Lorac. This was like in my, I feel like my early days of YouTube, and I had seen another lady that I was following talk about it, and I was like, I picked it up, and I really like this palette. And this is the original unzipped. This is not the unzipped gold, which is just okay. This is the unzipped, the original unzipped, and it is sort of cool, but I really like this palette because I think I was like in a rose gold phase, and I'm going to swatch some of these, and these have really pretty like rose gold colors, and then you can see how pigmented the shades are. This palette is just so pretty. This one, to me, would make a good bridal palette as well. Oh, let me go ahead and swatch for you some of the darker colors, because this one is, to me, woman of color friendly as well. So I'll show you some of those colors as well. So you can make a really pretty eye look. This might be going in my makeup basket too, I think, but that is what it looks like. And once again, you never, ever hear about the Lorac Unzipped, but this is a good, solid palette, and I really like it. The next one that I am going to talk about, I think, is the last one. Yeah, the last one I'm going to talk about is one that caused quite a bit of controversy because it was recently discontinued and people thought it shouldn't have been discontinued, and that is the original Urban Decay Naked palette. Oh my god, I feel like this is what started it for me. I take that back. The Alice in Wonderland was what started it for me, but this is what actually did it for me. The original Naked palette. It is a mess. Definitely a mess. You can see what my favorite color was because I hit pan on it, and that is Half Baked. I think they have since put Half Baked in other palettes, but oh my god, I love this palette. When I found out that they were look at this. It's all just, it's just disgusting, and think it's like, it's just disgusting. But when I found out, oh my god, Buck was one of my favorite like transition shades. Toasted was a favorite, or is a favorite lid shade from this palette. Sin is a good inner corner. I just really like this palette. When I found out that they were discontinuing this palette, I went to Ulta and I got me a backup. Do not judge me whatsoever because, I mean, Smog is a good color. Dark Horse, like everything is good in this palette. The only ones that I haven't really used, and you can tell that I haven't really used it, are the two darker colors because they are like shimmery. And I like for like my black and like dark colors like this to be a matte color. So I mean, I have used them, but not very much at all. I think I've used gunmetal more than I've used this creep color right here. But when I purchased this, it came with a double-ended pencil. I don't know why they changed that and started putting brushes in there, because I think that the eyeliner was a better idea. Maybe it cost more or something, so they started putting brushes in there. But this is it, you all, and these are the palettes that I truly love that you never hear about on YouTube anymore, and I think you really should, because these are really, really good palettes. I'm going to definitely be changing up my makeup basket. I am, but thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you are already subscribed to my channel, please make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I have a new video coming out. Have a great day, and may your day be as flawless as your makeup. Bye.